And now this is a part that I really love, because we're gonna have the presentation of the Women Entrepreneurs projects that we have actually at Heroikka. And we have today Lara from Resurgo, we have Gisha from Black Families Matter, Natalie from Swin Global Project, Sisa from Design of the Boat, Sandra from Bolden Women, and Sophie Lefebvre, I'm sorry, my apologies for my pronunciation, from Better by Letter.
Good morning, can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me, Maica. I'm so thrilled and grateful to be part of the Women Impact Summit. Thank you for asking me to present my project. So my name is Laurel Ann Stark. I am the founder of Resurgo.co. Resurgo.co is the very first web app designed to support self-employed women to succeed. Our algorithm is based on over 4 years of research into the obstacles that self-employed women face. And last September, we published the very first report that's ever been done on the state of mental health for entrepreneurial women. This report, where we analyzed over 200 independent studies to find out specifically what stands in the way of self-employed women to succeed and do well both in life and in business. So Resurgo is a fairly new company, but we saw a need in the marketplace for supporting self-employed women in a holistic way. We found that most of the business supports out there treat us like we're tiny men, and we are much more complicated than that. So what we're doing at Resurgo is breaking down the barrier between the professional support and the business support that we receive and the personal support, and bringing it all together. So we just finished crowdfunding, and in 35 days, we were able to raise just about $14,000 Canadian in pre-orders with backers, with supporters, etc. Our research has been featured in Forbes magazine, TechCrunch UK, and we're very, very pleased to be able to be releasing the beta in just a few months. We're hoping to be able to get the very first beta out in spring. So what we're looking for is assistance with development. We are looking for a CTO. My background is as a business and marketing consultant. I have been in the technology industry since 2003, but of course we're looking for support in that way. So our 7 core features that we will be releasing are designed to support self-employed women to overcome 3 of the 4 main barriers that we experience as self-employed women. Now, of course, there's many more than that, but we want to focus on 3 and do it very well. The first is isolation. So isolation is problematic for self-employed women because typically we have smaller businesses. Sometimes, more often, we work from home, often with children and balancing the work and home life. And we don't have access to the social capital that our male counterparts have. And social capital is critical for our business success. We need to know the right people. We need to have mentors. We need to know a lot of other self-employed women so we get introductions to the right people. And also isolation is problematic from a mental health perspective. When we feel lonely, when we feel alone in our struggle, it impacts our ability to perform as well as be healthy. So Resurgo connects every single user in 3 different ways. The very first way is we partner you up with an accountability partner that you meet with once a week, so you have one-on-one support. Then you are plugged into a performance pod where you meet with a small group of women that are on your team every single week, again, providing that support, but more of in a community style. Our groups, our performance pods are sort of support groups, masterminds, as well as networking groups as well. And then we offer the ability to access affordable therapy if you do need an escalated level of support. The second obstacle that self-employed women experience that we are addressing with Resurgo is overwhelm. Now, our research shows that self-employed women typically work an additional 2.5 hours a day in the home doing domestic labor. And as a result, we are very overwhelmed. We have a lot to do. We also have a lot of time that we spend taking care of elders and children, et cetera. So we have actually designed stress-busting games to help self-employed women prioritize and to relieve stress and figure out how to better manage their day. So it's a productivity tool as well. We also have stress-busting games to let off steam and assist with downtime and managing stress better. And then the third obstacle that self-employed women experience is the impact of gender-based obstacles. Now, what I found in my 17 years of self-employment consulting with thousands of women is that often we're dealing with things like the aftermath of trauma from assault and violence that is so common. Over 70% of women have experienced violence from an intimate partner, usually, whether it's physical or sexual abuse. Over 50% of women have been harassed. And support with these types of issues is absolutely critical in order to be able to succeed in business. The aftermath can really impact our mental health. So with that, we do provide affordable therapy, as well as the last thing is mini skills training. So 1-minute training tips to help you with develop all the skills you need to be as a leader. So the idea is that it's everything you need, always available in your hand for less than the price of a manicure. It's, again, the very first web app ever designed and released specifically to support self-employed women. It's by self-employed women for self-employed women. And for more information, please go to resurjo.co. We would love to see you on there. You can also download our research at resurjo.co. If you have any questions, you can find us. We are all over social media, and we very much look forward to connecting with you again. Thank you so much. I'll type the link into the chat as well. Maybe I ended early. Did I end early? I thought it was 5 minutes. Okay, maybe if anyone has questions for a minute or so in the chat, you can ask me.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Jaisha Wren, and I'm a midwife with Beloved Birth Black Centering. We are a new innovative group model of perinatal care, that's prenatal and postpartum care, developed by, for, and with Black birthing people. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to share our project here at the summit. We right now in the United States are in a state of crisis when it comes to Black birthing outcomes. We are experiencing, as Black birthing people, high levels of preventable morbidity and mortality as a result of racism. And we are desperately in need of solutions to address this problem, to address the racism-based disparities in birth outcomes. We have our Black birthing mothers, Black birthing people, 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than other birthing people. And in some areas of the country, that disparity is even larger. We have our Black babies much more likely to be born premature, to not make it to their first birthday. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Underneath that is all of the morbidity, all of the near misses, and all of the traumatic experiences, the experiences of disrespect, the experiences of discrimination, of bias. And we really need models of care that can celebrate and honor Black birthing people and Black community and Black families, and really center dignity and our humanity. And so that's what our program aims to do. We are a passionate group of Black birth workers. I myself, as program coordinator, am a midwife, but we also, our team is inclusive of lactation consultants, family support advocates with our public health department, doulas, obstetricians. We are a interdisciplinary team assembled to really provide a gold package of care that is rooted in the frameworks of birth justice and is explicitly anti-racist, designed to be able to remedy the problem of racism-based disparities in birth outcomes. What we know has an impact to improve these outcomes is a few things, and we've taken those 3 things and made them into this one gold package. One of those things is racial concordance, meaning that the care providers are the same race as those being cared for. There is a large body of research demonstrating that this improves the quality of care, this improves the experience of care and of health outcomes. And this research spans across different areas of medicine and of health. So racial concordance, that's why we are a team that is by, for, and with Black people. Another thing that we know has a huge impact is centering pregnancy group model of care. So we are utilizing that centering pregnancy framework, but we are innovating it with these added characteristics. But we know that centering also has a large body of research that demonstrates that it has the power to really improve health outcomes, including lowering rates of preterm birth, lowering rates of stress, improving the experience of care for pregnant people, and also improving rates of breastfeeding success, which is also another area where there's a large racism-based disparity there. So centering is a great intervention for anybody, but particularly for Black birthing people. The research actually demonstrates that centering group care has an even bigger impact for Black birthing people than for others. But what hasn't been done is the Black centering care. So adding that with the racial concordance. And then another piece that we know has a huge impact is the wraparound social support. So our program really is all about making our care a one-stop shop of all of the kind of wraparound social services, referrals, and supports that our Black birthing people need in order to deal with the fact that we are living in communities that are really impacted by structural racism. The impacts of structural racism in our communities result in under-resourced communities, result in food deserts, result in all kinds of impacts that make it harder for us to be healthy in our communities, to access nutritious foods, and really that structural racism produces areas, things you can, zip codes you can see on a map, where we know that rates of, for example, preterm birth and the other outcomes we're looking at are a lot higher. As midwife Jenny Joseph in Florida calls these areas that they're maternotoxic zones. So we know here where I am, our program's in East Oakland, California. We are in the hotbed of a maternotoxic zone. So our program includes a lot of wraparound services from our family support advocates to be able to make sure that our group participants get everything that they need to be able to thrive in pregnancy and in their postpartum recovery. We have also innovated this into a telehealth model to adapt to COVID-19. We launched October 1st, and we are really happy with what we've been able to do. Our program is virtual on Zoom for the time being, as long as social distancing is in place. And we have built a whole online program home for our group participants on a platform called Mighty Networks, which is an online course and community building tool. And this portal allows our group participants not only access their Zoom link for their group visits, but also to have access to tailor-made, special for them, childbirth education made by us, their team. It's anti-racist, it's birth justice inspired. And so all of that's there for them. Also, it has a social media feed. So it's their way to stay connected to each other 24/7. And so that really helps them to be able to build out community in that way. So that's what we're doing. We are innovating every day. We are growing and adapting. And we really, really would love to have support from our broader community. We've got a lot we want to do to make this program meet the needs of the community. So please follow us on social media at Be Black Centering. I'll put the handle there in the chat. And our website is just about to drop. It's going to be on Alameda Health Systems website. And so we'll have a lot of information there for you to learn more about the program. But again, I'm Jaisha Wren, midwife with Alameda Health System, Oakland, California. And our program is Beloved Birth Black Centering Group Perinatal Care by, for, with Black people in collaboration with our Public Health Department, Alameda County Public Health Department. So I'm going to go ahead and drop our handle, and thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for that presentation, and thank you so much for including me in your summit today. My name is Natalie Martin. I'm founder founder of the Swin Global Project. My platform focuses on drowning prevention and drowning initiatives worldwide, looking at water safety as a public health pandemic. We know that right now there are 500,000 people that die from drowning year after year, and that is only from the data that's being collected. Children under the age of 5 are at risk of drowning as the #1 risk for that age group. So my platform, Swin Global Project, works with different agencies and organizations to really bring awareness to communities all over the world. Right now, of course, the Swin Global Project isn't able to travel, but I have been able to do some mobilization virtually. We're doing research as well in Uganda, doing some work with the Bahamas in order to incorporate environmental education as well as swimming education. Swimming is such an important life skill, and through the Swin Global Project, my hope is that education and swimming is available to all. We know that there are many barriers worldwide, including in North America, that prevent people from learning how to swim, whether it's a financial barrier, whether it's a cultural barrier. So through the Swin Global Project, my hope is that we can reduce those barriers and bring people back to the water and provide them with water safety education. What I am going to do, because I have a short video I wanted to present, I'm going to share my screen just to give you an idea of the types of projects the Swin Global Project has partnered with and done. So I'm going to share my screen, see if I can find let's see here. Okay, all right, I'm not sure if you're able to see my screen. No, probably not yet. I was just hoping that I could get a YouTube video on here. Well, perhaps what I'll do, doesn't seem, I think I need someone to approve my screen share. We can share, okay, perfect. We'll do that. So here is the link to my video of some of the work that I've done with organizations in the Caribbean as well as in Central and South America. We've been in places like Venezuela, Dominican Republic, the Bahamas. Like I said, we're doing work right now with Uganda. And the platform of the Swin Global Project is really to enhance awareness, bring advocacy to regions where, drowning prevention education is not available or limited, and then also to bring awareness. I'm actually located in Miami. Florida has the highest drowning rate in the United States, so I'm also working with other local agencies and government and private enterprises to really increase awareness so that that education can be given firsthand to parents and can be given to families that don't necessarily think as swimming as a dangerous activity, but they think of swimming as a recreational fun activity. And we hear too often on the news of a child or young adult drowning because, one, they didn't understand their limits, and two, perhaps lack of supervision when children are in the water. So my platform, the Swin Global Project, is also working with local advocates and activists. I have an event being held next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find that on my website. It's called Wade in the Water, Drowning in Racism. And the focus of that event is bringing forward filmmaker director who produced a documentary on how swimming became a barrier for African American people in the United States, and how that affected generational inability to access swimming. So that event is going to be happening next Wednesday. So as you can see, the Swim Global Project is there to bring people the awareness that is required, the education that is required, and to really bring together organizations and agencies, not only from a recreation or from a health perspective, but from other angles. You know, we had a midwife here just present, so you know, we're working with hospitals and medical groups and different groups of people that impact, that have an impact in their community. So that is the Swim Global Project. I hope you'll visit my website. Check out the link I sent you. It is our YouTube video of just an example of the type of project that I bring forward. So thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Can everybody hear me? I hope so. I'm really happy to be following all the amazing women that spoke before me. As for the audience, I have a question for you. What if I told you that you can build and launch your app idea in just a few weeks for a quarter of the price? What will change in your life right now? Hi, I'm Cisa Yesus. I'm from the Philippines, an immigrant to Canada, and a certified woman of color in tech, so I understand what it's like from many angles. I'm also one of the captains at Design Off the Boat. Design Off the Boat is an all-women crew for all women founders. Our goal is to help you, Capitanas, share your tech ideas to save the world by building smarter with design thinking, faster with design sprints, and better with no code. We are also a borderless team from across the seas, so there's really nothing stopping us from working with you wherever you are. We help you navigate through the design and technical storms and barriers, equipping you with everything you need to get started on your journey as a founder, one that is working towards creating more good in the world. The world is on a deadline. It's 2030, and we have 10 years. We have 10 years to save the world, and there is a framework to do just that. It's called the UN SDGs. The Sustainable Development Goals are calling us to be truly inclusive, work smarter, build faster, and respond sooner. Our world is sinking. Response time is key, and women are being called to lead. And why wouldn't they call on women? We're amazing at getting things done the right way. But what is our framework? We specialize in product design sprints for social impact tech, and we build with no code. This framework allows social impact founders to focus on learning, sustainability, and improving product instead of scrambling for design and technical know-how and co-founders. Design thinking improves inclusivity, and design sprints can speed up a startup's product design process. No-code tools eliminate the technical barriers of time and cost, so you can test, validate, launch, and get to your customers faster. We work with social entrepreneurs with the goal of accelerating the time to impact of tech solutions for social good. This is probably where you are right now. You have an idea. You need to learn the soft skills, leadership, entrepreneurship, problem-solving, sales, marketing, strategy. Even if your idea is not a tech idea, it will most likely have a tech piece, websites, communications, databases to make use of what you learn from your customers, points of sale, and that means you need two things, design skills and technology skills, and the talented people to bring that. But you're also strapped for cash, and you probably don't have as much time as you'd like. But this is what working with us looks like. We spend a few hours on design thinking, 1 week rapid prototyping and testing with design sprints, and just a few weeks of building to launch without hiring an expensive software development team for an idea that you haven't even proven to work yet. But we've also been able to launch in way less time. This is Stuck, an app that we built to create data visualizations from crowdsourced maps and stats on Canadians stuck in the Philippines during the start of COVID-19. I was one of them. This took us 3 days from idea to deployment with real users, and we were able to collect and visualize real data. This is the Feminist Enterprise Commons. It's a hub for feminist entrepreneurs online. We were able to build and launch this online business school in just 3 weeks. And this is Needs List, a crisis management platform that began with 3-hour design sprints. The product ended up being a winner in the North Carolina Tech Awards in the Tech for Good category. So what do we want to happen? We want more women founders and more women in tech. We've created a program to help foster this ecosystem, and we'd like you to invite us into your communities and empower those who are willing to learn. Most recently, we gave a workshop at Cooperaton, the largest open innovation competition in the world with 2,000 participants. We shared how to build better MVPs for the SDGs by designing more inclusive solutions, teaching them how to build products in less time with higher impact, and how to conduct user tests remotely, which is particularly important in our social distance climate. We do believe in ecosystems, and that means we need your help. One, we need your big ideas. You don't have to be a capitana without a crew. Allow us the opportunity to co-create with you and the talented women of our product design collective. And if you want to join our collective as a builder, please let us know. But more importantly, we are looking for sponsors for skill building. We want to reach more underrepresented communities and make sure that they have the technical means to access the program. A lot of our teams are in remote areas, and even internet access is a little bit fuzzy. So please reach out to us if you have a community in mind or even a humble offer. But now that you know that there is really nothing stopping you from building your idea, what will you change in your life right now? And if you figure that out, please let me know. Thank you so much to the Women of Impact Summit for putting this together. And once again, my name is Sisa from Design Off the Boat. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Our website is designofftheboat.com, that's OFF. And follow me on Twitter at StickySisa. Please drop us a line, and we can't wait to rock your boat.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Roman from Spain, and I'm here to introduce you to my first documentary feature film, Bold Women. And first I will share you our teaser project.
Hi, Sandra. Just to let you know that we cannot hear your video. If you want, why don't you post the link on the chat so we can share with everyone? Thank you.
Okay. This was our teaser. This documentary, Bold Women, is a documentary that talks about alopecia. Both women exist, and just as they are about men, but women hide it and they suffer a huge discrimination. I know well because my mother has alopecia, and like her, all women in the world have thought that they were the unique ones. And I asked myself two questions. Why is it so unknown, and who is interested in keeping the taboo? In this documentary, I will follow the daily lives of amazing bold women who have managed to transform the alopecia into the greatest gift. They are women who have managed to feel free and who are an example to all women. bald or not, because all of us, we are enslaved by our looks. All protagonists have overcoming stories about the process, and they will talk about grief, the loss of their identity, social and labor discrimination, harmful and expensive treatments, and moreover, it will be a sacred space of information for all those who have alopecia or who will start with this process. The narrative thread of the film will be a performance dance based on the status of alopecia, from grief, concealing, loneliness, to reach freedom. This will be created and performed by a bold woman. This dance will be a metaphorical journey with, which will narrate the experience of female alopecia throughout movements and different spaces. And now Multica Producciones, the production company, and I, we are searching for funds and co-production partners to reach our budget of 150,000 euros. By now, we've been awarded into festivals, one in Portugal and here in Spain, to be the best documentary project. And it's so important to understand that it doesn't matter where you are. There is a bold woman near you who needs this documentary, a woman who doesn't have to feel alone anymore. And this is why we also need distribution or sales agents, because just as alopecia is, this movie has to be international. So this documentary is important because every day another woman in this world is starting with this condition, alone and so misinformed. And for the first time, female baldness will be in the spotlight, and we have a unique opportunity to do that and to put an end on the taboo. So it will be amazing if you join us or you could help us. So thank you, and thank you to the summit. And it's a pity about the teaser and the sound of the teaser, but I will put the link in the chat. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for the Women Impact Summit and Maica from Heroikka, and with a special thanks to Aue, where we've been luckily selected for the course in Valencia. And that's why we had the opportunity to present our project today with you all. I'm Sophie, co-founder of Better by Letter, and I will try to present you our project with our pitch that is not as well presented as the other one. So I try to do something that works. I would like you to close for a few seconds your eyes and remember the feeling you had when you open your mailbox and see a letter for someone you care about. We know it doesn't happen that often, but I'm sure you feel surprised at first and then you'll feel joy and happiness. Letters have this kind of magic that makes us feel happy. They travel times and city and carry on a lot of feelings, new stories. And once they arrive at their destination, they give us a great moment, instant connection with the person who sent it, and they live forever in our treasure box. But in our current society, communication runs a lot through apps, and we've lost the ability of communicate through our letters, and plus a lot of person feels almost lonely in their life. So that's why we think of creating the Better by Letter packs, and we try to help people to reconnect in a meaningful way thanks to original and design packs that contains everything needed to write letters and make snail mail trendy and cool again. We produce our pack locally in Valencia, and we collaborate with a lot of artists for our postcards and stickers, and everything is based on high quality stationery standards for paper lovers. You can have a look at them on our online shop at betterbyletter.co. I will post the shop in the link. I'm not sure I can do like an unboxing right now because I'm not sure you will see quite well with my lights are a little bit dark. And right now we are at the very early stage of our project. We're seeking for partners to help us to grow properly our business and to launch a platform that will help to create a community and a positive movement based on the handwritten letters benefits. And last but not least, we really strongly aim to have a social impact on our local community in creating job opportunities for women that they are in a risk of social exclusion and make them participate in the packs production and the distribution process. So remember, a letter is a gift, and if you don't have time to write letters and send letters, you can always buy a Better by Letter pack and as an original stationery gift for someone. Many thanks for your time, and long live handwritten letters. Bye.
Thank you to all our women entrepreneurs, and thank you for presenting your projects and your ideas.